Welcome to Blissful Garden. In today's video, I will share with you a simple, effective natural fertilizer method to care for and restore orchids at home. When the rainy season combines with hot and humid weather, orchids are susceptible to fungal and bacterial infections and become weaker day by day. If you are looking for an effective and economical way to care for orchids, watch this video until the end. You will definitely be surprised by the results. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button to support me and not miss any useful orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey of nurturing natural beauty. Let's get started. The main ingredient in today's natural fertilizer we need is coffee grounds. Ingredients are easy to find in our kitchen, often thrown away after use, but bring great benefits to orchids. I will use 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds, which is enough to provide nutrients for the plant. Next, I poured 500 milliliters of hot water into the coffee grounds. The high temperature will support the optimal extraction of beneficial nutrients, helping the solution achieve the highest efficiency in orchid care. Cover tightly and incubate until the solution cools completely to ensure the nutrient extraction process is complete and effective. This is a part of orchid after the flowering stage. The plant is now entering its dormant period. During this stage, the stem and leaves tend to shrink, and the flower branches turn dry. The plant began to show signs of fungal infection, a common phenomenon in orchids during the weakening stage after flowering. Some leaves have black spots, are brittle or unusually yellow. This is a typical sign of fungal attack. If left for a long time, the fungus will spread to the rest of the plant and can cause stem rot or kill the plant. Next, check the roots and growing medium. The growing medium inside was dry and hard, rotten in many places, no longer able to retain moisture or breathe well. Any damaged roots, those that are brownish black, soft or brittle, should be removed immediately. I will completely remove the old growing medium and proceed to prune the damaged roots to prevent the spread of pathogens and create optimal conditions for the plant to recover. In addition to English subtitles, you can use the automatic translation in your language to understand the content more easily. To subtitle in your language, open the video and click the gear icon settings in the automatic translation to select your preferred language. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment, let me know. It's great. We can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Only by removing the moss can you really see the actual condition of the plant. Removing the old moss also removes hidden pathogens, fungi and insects. This is an effective way to create a clean, airy environment for the plant to recover, preparing for repotting in a new, more suitable environment. Remove leaves that are dry or show signs of mold to prevent the risk of spreading pathogens to other healthy parts of the plant. After removing all the old moss, the next step is to use scissors to prune the root system, cutting off any soft, rotten or brittle damaged roots. These roots are no longer able to absorb water or nutrients, and keeping them will slow down the orchid's recovery, potentially spreading disease to healthy roots. Only roots that are intact and silvery white or pale green in color should be retained. This is a sign of healthy roots that are still able to absorb water and nutrients, and can continue to grow effectively when planted in the right environment. After completing the root pruning, the flower branches should be carefully inspected. If the buds on the branches show no signs of growth or further development, they should be completely removed to limit nutrient loss, helping the plant focus on nourishing the stem and roots and preparing for a new growth cycle. Finally, rinsing the entire orchid with clean water is an indispensable step after removing the old moss layer. This helps to completely remove any remaining white fungus patches, wash away harmful microorganisms that cling to the roots or between the leaves, especially important in cases where the plant has been waterlogged. At the same time, cleaning will create optimal hygiene conditions, effectively supporting the recovery and regeneration process of the plant in the next steps. After rinsing, the next step is to use a clean, soft towel to gently dry the entire surface of the plant. Drying helps to limit moisture retention, prevent the growth of fungi, and create ideal conditions for the plant to enter the recovery phase. Dry the roots thoroughly to remove excess moisture, helping to prevent the risk of root rot. Infected areas should be treated with a natural fertilizer that has antibacterial properties, and left in an airy place to wait for the plant to dry completely. We will use the banana as the second ingredient in the compost while waiting for the coffee to cool and the plants to dry. The key nutrient we tap into in this step is the banana peel, a potassium-rich resource that often goes to waste. Banana peels have many beneficial effects on orchids, especially helping orchids to bloom beautifully and healthily. In addition, banana peels also provide other nutrients such as phosphorus and magnesium, helping orchids develop healthy roots, stems, and leaves, increasing their resistance to disease and helping plants absorb nutrients better. Use a knife to cut the banana peel into small pieces. Cutting into small pieces will help the banana peel decompose faster and release nutrients effectively. Place the chopped banana peels in a clean glass jar. Using a glass jar will ensure safe composting without reacting with plastic, and will also make it easier to observe and clean after use. Next, pour in about 500 milliliters of warm water. The warm temperature will stimulate the fermentation process, helping the banana peel decompose faster and release nutrients more effectively for the plant to absorb more ice. To release the nutrients in the banana peel, we will wait 15 minutes with the coffee grounds cooled and the plant dry. We will proceed to take care of the plant. After 1 hour the coffee has cooled, we filter out the residue and use the water to make organic fertilizer. Stir the solution one last time to ensure the nutrients are evenly dispersed before filtering. Filtration should be done carefully to remove small particles, avoiding the situation where particles stick to the roots when watering, because the orchid's root system, especially young roots, is very sensitive and vulnerable. After soaking the banana peel for 15 minutes, the nutrients have dissolved. Stir well and filter the nutrients in the banana peel into a jar of coffee grounds. Mix these two nutrient solutions into a natural fertilizer mixture. Thus we have obtained a mixture of solutions from coffee grounds and banana peels to be able to create natural fertilizer. We will wait 15 minutes for the nutrients in these two solutions to mix together. After about 15 minutes of brewing, the mixture of coffee, water, and pureed ripe banana has completely blended, forming a natural nutrient, rich in nutrients and bioactive substances. Take the clear liquid IV use. Scoop out a sufficient amount into a clean cup or bowl. Prepare a soft cotton pad or clean cloth. Dip it lightly in the solution to moisten evenly. After the orchid has dried, wipe natural fertilizer on the plant. Starting with the top surface of the leaves, wipe gently to remove dirt, impurities, and soot that have accumulated over time, factors that hinder photosynthesis and reduce the plant's resistance. Thoroughly wipe the underside of the leaves where stomata are concentrated, where bacteria and mold often hide. Cleaning with a coffee banana solution not only helps to wash away fungus but also promotes natural antibacterial and antifungal effects, thanks to the compounds in coffee and enzymes from bananas. What's special is that when the leaves are cleaned and physiologically stimulated, the orchid will easily sprout roots, increase the ability to absorb nutrients. thereby growing strongly and easily flowering all year round if properly cared for. You will also easily notice that some of the previous leaves have signs of slight wilting or white mold on the underside, which is a typical sign of fungus or weakening of the plant. Wiping with this organic nutrient is a gentle but very effective way to restore. Use a clean jar to soak the orchid leaves in the coffee extract mixture, taking advantage of its antibacterial, antifungal, and root-stimulating properties. At the same time, the banana water, rich in potassium and phosphorus, will add essential nutrients to support the plant's growth. Soak in the mixture for 30 minutes. After soaking for about 30 minutes, we proceed to lift the orchid out of the prepared nutrient solution. Soaking the orchid leaves in a solution of fermented coffee and banana has a very clear effect in soothing open wounds on the leaves caused by fungi, insects, or sunburn. Mild antibacterial and antifungal properties, helping to prevent the spread of the disease. After treatment, the disease will dry up, stop spreading, and only have a slight bruise. This is a sign of normal physiological recovery. Next, move on to the step of soaking the orchid roots. Place the base and roots of the plant in the solution used to soak the leaves. Soak the roots for about 15 to 30 minutes depending on the condition of the plant, so that the exposed roots, young roots, or roots with dry tips have time to absorb the active ingredients, soften the tissue, and stimulate new roots. Use a soft cotton pad soaked in the conditioner to wipe the entire orchid leaf, both the top and bottom. This wipe is to complete the treatment disinfection, cleaning process, helping to remove any remaining bacteria, fungi, or dirt on the leaves. This process creates conditions for damaged leaf tissue to quickly dry, form scabs, and begin to recover. After 30 minutes of soaking in the nutrient solution, gently lift the orchid and observe the root system. You can see that the root tips begin to whiten and expand, a sign that the roots are actively searching for and absorbing nutrients. After treating the entire plant, soaking the roots, soaking the leaves, wiping the leaves, you should let the plant rest in the shade with fresh air for 30 minutes to 1 hour before replanting in a new pot or returning to the trellis. After the orchid is dry, I will proceed to remove fungus with cinnamon powder. Disinfect orchids by sprinkling cinnamon powder directly on cuts and injuries to prevent bacteria and fungi from entering and support the process of plant tissue recovery. The scent of cinnamon can help repel some insects that are harmful to orchids, such as ants and snails. After completing the process of disinfecting cuts and injuries, place the orchid in a well-ventilated place, away from direct sunlight, so that the plant tissues have time to dry and recover naturally within 1 day. After 1 day for the wounds to heal, I will start the step of replanting the orchid. When you take the plant out of the nursery, you will see the wounds have dried and shrunk. There is no more oozing or signs of fungus. This is the right time to replant the orchid. Prepare the pot. Use a pot with many holes drilled in the bottom and around the sides of the pot to ensure good drainage. Place the bottom of the pot. Spread a layer of large pine bark, the type that has been treated for mold, on the bottom of the pot. This layer helps create ventilation and keep the orchid roots moist. Place the orchid in the middle of the pot, aligned so that the plant stands upright. The roots are evenly spread gently. Take more medium and small pine bark, gently insert around the base. Avoid pressing too tightly so that the roots can still breathe. Insert carefully into the gaps so that the plant does not shake, but still ensures ventilation and easy drainage. Next, use treated moss to surround the root area to maintain stable humidity and facilitate the development of new orchid roots. After completing the planting, water the plants with a mixture of nutrients from coffee grounds and banana peels to provide necessary micronutrients, support recovery, and stimulate orchid root growth. A mixture of nutrients from coffee and bananas should be watered regularly every 2 weeks. On the remaining days, you can use a spray bottle containing clean water to maintain the necessary humidity. Avoid over. Spray nutrients onto the surface of orchid leaves to remove dirt, improve photosynthesis efficiency, and support optimal plant growth and development. Remove the pot of water after the plant has absorbed enough water and nutrients, and leave the plant in a well-ventilated garden with light sunlight to help the plant grow, avoiding direct sunlight on the orchid. The remaining solution should not be thrown away, because this is still a very valuable source of nutrients. We can use it to care for other orchids in the garden. Use a clean, soft cotton pad or a soft cloth specifically designed for wiping leaves. Start gently wiping the top of the leaves. The purpose is to remove dirt, residue, and old layers on the leaf epidermis, helping the plant absorb light more effectively, improving the photosynthesis process. Then, continue to thoroughly wipe the underside of the leaves where fungi, pathogenic bacteria, or small insects such as mealybugs and sooty mold often reside. Fermented coffee banana nutrients have mild antibacterial properties and provide vitamins, minerals through the leaves, helping the leaves to be shiny, thick, and less yellow over time. Care cycle using this method. Every 2 weeks, wipe the entire leaves with a diluted solution. For the remaining days, maintain a mist of clean water in the early morning to keep the leaves moist and cool, especially during the dry season or hot days. Regularly wiping the leaves not only helps the leaves stay clean, healthy, more resistant to pests and diseases, but also stimulates the plant to secrete natural protective substances, reducing the risk of rot caused by harmful microorganisms. After wiping the leaves, we continue to use the remaining nutrients from the composted bananas and coffee to spray on the leaves and water the roots. This is one of the very effective methods of fertilizing through leaves and roots, helping the plant recover and grow evenly. The purpose is to clean the dirt layer, while creating conditions for the leaves to absorb nutrients through the epidermis, supporting the photosynthesis process more effectively. Next, thoroughly spray the underside of the leaves, where many stomata and pathogenic microorganisms are concentrated. When cleaned with this natural nutrient layer, the stomata will open, supporting the plant to exchange gases better and absorb trace minerals through the leaf surface. Don't forget to lightly spray on the root area and root collar, where the plant mainly absorbs water and nutrients. This is a very important step, helping to stimulate healthy young roots, renew weak or old roots. After completing the spraying step, we proceed to water the roots. Use a cup or watering can to gently pour the nutrient water into the growing medium and around the roots, ensuring even absorption but not causing waterlogging. Watering the roots with banana coffee solution helps the plant absorb nutrients through the roots, while stimulating the microorganisms in the growing medium to work, improving ventilation and stable humidity for root development. When properly cared for like this, the leaves will be clean, photosynthesize well, and after 1 to 2 weeks you will observe new roots starting to sprout, ivory white or light green, a sign that the plant is recovering strongly. When the roots begin to revive and the leaf buds develop clearly, this is the time you should move the plant to a location with light morning sunlight or natural light shade, such as a 50 to 70% light trellis, so that the plant can photosynthesize and metabolize more strongly. An airy, bright, and humid environment are all key factors to help the plant continue its growth momentum, preparing to enter the flowering or new bud stage. After 28 days of restoring the orchid using organic fertilizer from ripe bananas and coffee, grounds a simple but surprisingly effective solution. As you can see, the orchid has recovered very well, the leaves have begun to become firm again. The leaf surface is clean, shiny, and bright in color, a sign that the leaf tissue is healthy and the ability to photosynthesize has recovered. In particular, the leaves that were previously affected by fungus and rot have now dried and crusted. The lesions are no longer spreading, proving that the fungus has been inhibited, and the plant is recovering naturally thanks to its endogenous defense mechanism. Moving on to the roots, you can see new roots sprouting, ivory white or light green, plump and healthy. That is a sign that the plant is absorbing nutrients well and is strong enough to nourish the entire canopy above. Once the plant has recovered both its roots and leaves, you can rest assured if you maintain the proper care regimen, the plant will flower next season. The flowers will be dark in color, long-lasting and very bright. With this method, the orchid not only recovers quickly but also increases resistance, develops in a balanced way, produces flowers with deep colors, long-lasting and with a clear scent. Hello orchid lovers, welcome to the Blissful Garden channel. Today, I will share with you a simple but very effective method to help your orchids recover quickly. If your orchid is wilting, has rotten roots or is weak after flowering due to improper care, don't worry, with just a few gentle steps, you can completely help your plant become healthy again. Take some time to watch this video carefully and follow each step carefully. You will be surprised by the results this method brings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button to support me and not miss any orchid growing tips. It's great to have you along on this journey. Let's get started. This is an orchid with shriveled leaves, indicating that there may be some problem with the roots that is affecting the ability to absorb water and nutrients. It can be seen that the leaves have dried up and no longer retain their characteristic green color, while the roots below have dried up and are no longer able to function. The cause may be due to waterlogging or the plant being infected. Remove the entire substrate to observe and accurately assess the condition of the root system below. Healthy orchid roots are usually ivory white or bright green, succulent, and have good elasticity. If you see roots that are black, mushy, or have a strange smell, it is a sign that they are damaged and need to be removed. Observation shows that most of the orchid roots have turned black and rotten. This is a clear sign explaining the reason why the orchid is wilting due to not being able to absorb water and nutrients. If the infected roots are left untreated in time, the damage will gradually spread to the healthy ones, eventually leading to the failure of the entire root system. It can be seen that the damaged roots have completely dried up and rotted. The base leaves have also died and are no longer able to develop new roots. Orchids are inherently resilient. Just a small sprout combined with proper care and the use of natural fertilizers below will help the plant quickly revive. Damaged plant, stumps and roots should be completely removed to prevent the spread of disease to remaining healthy shoots. First, use pruning shears. Remember, they have been sterilized to cut off all the damaged roots. Observe carefully. The base below is badly rotten, no longer able to recover. These roots need to be completely removed, cut up to the green, healthy stem. We only keep the part that is still firm, white or light green. Those are the roots that still have potential. If the base is soft or dark, we must cut it off. This is a very important step to prevent fungi and bacteria from continuing to spread. After processing the roots, we will clean the whole plant. Use clean water to thoroughly wash the stem, base and leaves. The goal is to wash away all the fungal spores, mold and dirt that are clinging to the plant. This is a simple but very effective step to detoxify the plant before it recovers. In addition to English subtitles, you can use the automatic translation in your language to understand the content more easily. To subtitle in your language, open the video and click the gear icon settings in the automatic translation to select your preferred language. Once cleaned, gently place the plant in a dry place. Then, use a soft clean towel to dry the entire plant. Wipe from the stem down to the leaves, especially the folds and undersides of the leaves, where fungi often hide. Cleaning helps the plant breathe, minimizing the possibility of reinfection. At this point, the plant is completely clean of both roots and stems. First, take 1 liter of clean water and put it in a clean plastic basin or jar. I will prepare a completely natural antiseptic and root stimulant mixture. The ingredient I will use is baking soda. Baking soda has very good antibacterial and antifungal properties, especially effective in cleaning the tree trunk, killing mold and creating conditions for the tree to recover quickly. Use 1 teaspoon of baking soda, just enough for the antiseptic. Put a spoon of baking soda in a jar of water. Stir well until the powder is completely dissolved. Let the mixture rest for about 15 minutes for the active ingredients to take full effect. After 15 minutes, we proceed to soak the entire orchid in the baking soda solution just mixed. Note: soak the stem, leaves and roots as long as you avoid damaging the young leaves when soaking. Soaking like this helps the whole plant to be effectively antibacterial and antifungal and soak for 30 minutes. First, I will use an apple, either red or green, as long as it is fresh and sweet. Apples contain a lot of vitamin C, antioxidants and essential nutrients, very good for restoring orchids after a period of weakness. Cut 1/4 of the apple, enough for 1 brew. Then, we proceed to cut the apple into thin slices, or small pieces, which will help the puree to be faster and smoother. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment, let me know, it's great. We can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. After cutting, put all the apples in a blender. Add 500 milliliters of clean water. Note to use water that has been left overnight or purified water. Start pureeing this mixture. Pureeing the apple will help release the nutrients inside the apple and make it easier for the orchid to absorb. After the apples are pureed, we proceed to the filtering step. After the apples have been pureed, we use a sieve to separate the apple pulp, keeping only the pure apple juice. The filtered apple pulp can be used as organic fertilizer for other plants in the garden. The result after filtration is a highly nutritious solution that helps plants recover quickly, followed by the second ingredient that contributes to creating this natural fertilizer. The next ingredient is 1 teaspoon of pure honey. Honey not only contains many natural sugars but also pollen and natural antibiotics, which help orchids resist bacteria and fungi very well. At the same time, it also stimulates strong root growth and promotes the recovery process of the plant. Then, we continue to add 500 milliliters of clean water to the mixture. Then stir well until the apple juice and honey are completely dissolved. Finally, let the mixture rest for about 30 minutes, allowing the natural active ingredients time to dissolve and combine with each other, creating an effective, safe, and chemical-free biological root stimulant solution. After soaking the orchid in the baking soda solution for about 30 minutes, we take the plant out. This soaking time helps the plant to be effectively disinfected without being waterlogged. After soaking, you will see the leaves become brighter and more vibrant than before. Use a soft cotton pad to gently wipe the orchid leaves, completely removing any remaining mold residue on the surface. Baking soda will help kill bacteria and fungi and effectively clean the leaves. When you're done wiping the leaves, prepare a clean glass jar. Pour in a sufficient amount of apple juice and honey that was mixed earlier. Then, soak the orchid leaves in this jar of solution. The purpose is to let the nutrients penetrate directly through the leaves. helping to increase resistance and restore leaf tissue. Soaking time is about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we continue to take out the orchid. Use a soft cotton pad to gently wipe the leaves again. This helps the nutrients penetrate deeply and wash away any remaining mold and bacteria. Soaking and wiping the leaves forms a strong protective layer that helps the plant avoid harmful agents from entering from the outside. Continuing with the roots, I will soak the entire base and roots of the orchid. The soaking time is also 30 minutes. After 30 minutes of soaking, you will notice that the orchid leaves become more shiny. The wrinkles fade, and the roots turn green, proving that the plant is absorbing water effectively and entering the recovery process. Then, take the plant out and disinfect the base with cinnamon powder, a natural ingredient that has antibacterial, antifungal, and wound healing properties. Use your hand or a small brush to apply cinnamon powder evenly to the cuts and wounds on the orchid base. After disinfecting, let the plant rest for 1 day in the cool shade before planting. Next, prepare the pot. Here we use a plastic mug, cut off the mouth to create ventilation. Punch small holes around to let air and water out. This small plastic pot acts as a support, preventing the base of the tree from coming into direct contact with water. Leaving only a small part, the tree will absorb moisture thanks to the water vapor rising in the humid environment. Then, pour a little clean filtered water into the mug, just enough to lightly moisten the bottom of the root. Absolutely do not fill it with water. The purpose is to keep the orchid roots moist but still ensure that they are not waterlogged or infected with fungi or bacteria. After 1 day, when the cuts on the orchid have dried, we can start replanting the plant. Fix the orchid with a splint or plastic clip, helping the plant stand firmly. Then, cover the mouth of a transparent plastic cup with air holes, simulating a mini greenhouse for the orchid. This method helps to keep moisture, stabilize the temperature, and prevent insect attacks during the recovery period. Place the plant in a cool, airy area, away from harsh sunlight, so that the orchid has the best conditions to recover. When the water in the mug evaporates, we just need to add more filtered water. No need to change the water every day. The remaining baking soda water can be used to wipe the leaves of other orchids in the garden. Use a cotton ball soaked in water to gently wipe the leaves to help clean dirt, kill mold, and support the photosynthesis process of the leaves more effectively. Carefully wipe both the top and bottom of the leaves with baking soda solution. Orchid leaves are prone to accumulation of dust or bacteria. This baking soda leaf wipe not only cleans the surface but also helps remove mold or harmful agents. Using baking soda can help the plant bloom more and the flower color is brighter. The plant will have better resistance to changes in weather and pests. The leaves become stronger, less likely to fall off, and always full of vitality. You only need to wipe the leaves with this mixture about once or twice a month. Similarly, the remaining apple and honey nutrient water should not be wasted. We can use it to water directly on the roots and substrate of healthy orchid pots in the garden. This helps the plant absorb more nutrients, develop roots and leaves faster, especially during the growth stage. With this natural care method, you will see the orchid recover quickly. New roots sprout, young leaves develop, and the root color turns green clearly, a sign that the plant is very healthy. Using apples, honey and baking soda is not only safe but also extremely effective for orchids. After 28 days of care, our orchid has shown signs of recovery. The roots have grown strongly. The orchid has begun to grow new roots, proving that the method of resuscitation with apples and honey combined with a miniature greenhouse has been effective. The environment with high humidity, stability, combined with natural nutrients has clearly helped the plant to revive. I will remove the plant for you to observe. The leaves are also greener, less wrinkled, and new young leaves continue to grow regularly. The young roots are growing very well, growing evenly from the base. This is a clear sign that the plant is ready to be brought to a new environment. Now we will replant the plant in a new pot using a semi-hydroponic model, using recycled plastic bottles. First, I prepare a soft drink bottle, draw a groove around the body and cut it into 2 parts. The bottom of the bottle will be the bottom of the pot. The top pot is drilled with small holes for ventilation and drainage. Next, I poke a few air holes in the bottom so that excess water can drain. We attach a stake to keep the plant standing firmly. Next, I put the growing medium around the base of the plant. It is recommended to use clean, airy, moisturating substrates such as white coconut fiber or crushed charcoal mixed with pine bark. Then, we put the orchid in the pot. The orchid has a beautiful restored root system. We gently place it in the middle of the pot so that the base is stable, then fix it with a clamp. Finally, we add a layer of substrate on top to keep the roots moist. Thus, a new pot is completed. Every time you need to change the water or fertilize, just lift the planting pot up, pour clean water into the bottom pot. The water will rise to the neck of the bottle, seep up through the air holes, and slowly nourish the plant. This planting method helps to minimize waterlogging and is extremely convenient when you have to go away for a few days. Every day, we just need to lightly mist the leaves to keep them moist. Every 2 weeks, we'll change the water and fertilize. The fertilizer here is very simple. Use a mixture of apple juice and honey, which can be found right in your kitchen, both cheap and effective. Finally, place the orchid pot in a well-ventilated place with soft light, not too hot. After just a few more weeks, you will see the plant grow strongly, sprouting roots and preparing to enter the stage of full development. Results after 2 months of orchid recovery. After 2 months of care, our orchid has grown very well. There is still water in the pot. The leaves have turned green again and are much more shiny. You can see that the top leaves are flat, the color is fresh, and the wrinkles are significantly reduced. The plant has begun to grow healthy roots. The roots crawl out of the pot, proving that its vitality is recovering very well. After this recovery period, we will continue to care for it by adding water when it is dry. Next is the important step, fertilizing with apple juice combined with honey, a natural formula to help the plant quickly revive. Squeeze fresh apple juice, mix with a small amount of honey, then filter to get about 500 milliliters of solution. Pour the solution into a spray bottle and spray directly onto the leaves. Helping the plant absorb nutrients through the leaves effectively. This method provides natural nutrients, helping the plant grow strongly, with shiny, green leaves. Next, we directly water the roots and base of the plant with this solution so that the roots continue to absorb nutrients. With this method, you should fertilize once every 2 weeks. On normal days, just spray mist to keep the leaves moist and keep the water level stable in the pot. If the water is dirty, change the water. During this period, the plant should be placed in a cool place with soft light, avoiding strong sunlight. This way, the plant will continue to grow steadily. Results after the next 3 months. After another 3 months, the orchid has completely recovered. The leaves are shiny, green, and the wrinkles are significantly reduced. In particular, the young shoots grow strongly, the roots grow strongly and spread throughout the pot, even crawling through the air holes at the bottom of the pot, proving that the plant has absorbed water and adhered to the substrate very well. The roots are very thick, strong, and firmly attached. We can see the roots crawling down to the cork at the bottom, a sign that the plant has good humidity and strong water absorption. With this semi-hydroponic growing method, we limit the need to water regularly. Only need to take care of it once every 2 weeks with nutrients. The rest is just to keep the humidity and add more water when it is dry. The plant still grows evenly, green and very strong. In the next stage, we should bring the plant to a place with more light, so that the plant can photosynthesize well and prepare for a brilliant flowering season. If you find this method effective, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share the video with the orchid-loving community nationwide. Wishes success, happiness, and a healthy orchid garden. See you in the next video.